In early April 1609, an Englishman working for the Dutch named Henry Hudson set sail in search of a northwest passage to Asia. His journey in the Half Moon went from the Netherlands across the Atlantic Ocean and eventually to the mouth of Chesapeake Bay. Sailing north along the coast, he discovered what would later be known as the Delaware Bay. However, the bay was too shallow for the Half Moon to explore, so Hudson continued north along the Atlantic coast. He went on to find the river that would later be named after him. Hudson left the Atlantic coast in October and sailed back to England, where he arrived in November. After being away for nearly 8 months, he was prevented from returning to the Netherlands by the British Crown. The news he brought from the New World, though, spread through Europe. Hudson's discovery of the Delaware Bay made Europeans more aware of the New World. This would prove very important to the colony known later as Delaware. The first Englishman known to enter the Delaware Bay was Samuel Argall. In August 1610, he was on a voyage from England to the Jamestown colony in Virginia, but was blown off his course. On August 27th, he took shelter from a storm behind present-day Cape Henlopen. Since the bay he entered did not appear on his map, he decided to give it a name. He named it after the governor of Virginia, Thomas West, Lord Delaware. The name not only remained with the bay, but also spread to the river that flowed into it. The Native Americans who lived in this region soon became known as the Delaware Indians. Note: Thomas West, Lord Delaware, was one of the English founders of the Jamestown colony in Virginia and acted as its governor beginning in 1610. With his help, order was restored to Jamestown and its forts, and other structures were rebuilt. Although he returned to England to write about the colony and its strengths for the Virginia Company, on his return trip to America in 1618, he became sick, died, and was buried at sea. The New World, the Delaware River, and state of Delaware are named in his honor. End of note. Before Argall, the Dutch explored the area that stretched from the Delaware River to the Hudson River, beginning with Hudson's 1609 voyage. They found it to be a very productive place to fish, especially in northern waters where whales were plentiful. At the time, whales were sought by Europeans to make whale oil, which eventually became a profitable New World export.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.